So today I'm going to do something a little different. My friend of my wife's saw something on Facebook and said, "Hey, I'd like to have one of them. You think your husband can build that?" My wife said, "Why, certainly he can. Matter of fact, let me get him to build me one too." So I'm going to build something here. Well, I'll show you what it is later. But we'll walk through the process of this. This is a new thing for me to try to do this, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start out by breaking this down a little bit where I can handle this a little better. I'm on the back of my truck because I don't have my sawhorses. They're tied up on another project. So let's break this thing down, see if I can get it where I can handle the different parts, and we will go from there. So let's see here. I need to measure off 32 inches. Two, a level here between them, straight edge. The reason I chose 32 is that's 2/3 of the way through 48. So now I'm going to go 32 from this way. Here. It should leave me with 16. And it does. Mathematics. Should pop some more, lay it out, but I can see that. Alright, so let's see here how I want to do this. I don't need to waste. Oh, that's right. I gotta get 2 out of that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that while I'm right here. Some guys on the internet, when they do theirs, it makes me wonder if they build one first, so before they go online with that one, if they've already figured out everything. I'm figuring it out as I go along. Alrighty, so let me go get my saw, break this down, be right back with you. So normally I would cut with the wide side on the piece I'm saving over here. But this is just 1/2 inch plywood, so it should be just fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down through here first, and then I'm going to start over there and come across, and that way it'll give me a 32 by 32 inch piece I can hold on to. Then I'll come over here and cut these other ones too. Alright, now let's cut this one right here. We'll have a 32 inch by 32 inch square. go. There's one of them. Go ahead and cut this 16 by 16. And then this one, 16 by 16. Alright. Now, I'm going to cut two 24 by 24s. Slide that up there, let that be a counterweight. 24. Just outside of that line. Four. 24. These are not going to be the final cuts. I'm actually going to make circles here. So it'll be 16-inch circles, 32-inch circle, and two 24-inch circles. Alright. How did I miss that little piece right in the middle, huh? Is that where the lead broke on me? Probably. I could have probably cut right through that, but why not be safe, huh? Alright. So, let's make our cut down through here again, like I did to start with. And then I'll cut these here. Yeah, I forgot that I was going to cut this line right here first, but that's okay. I'll do this one. Now I'll cut it. And we'll just let it fall. Tell you what, this little 6.5 inch circular saw, Stihl. I got that from an old man. He's dead now, but he had used it for years building houses. I got it from him for, I don't know, 20 bucks or something probably. And that was 30 years ago. And he'd had it for who knows how long. I don't know what model, what year it is, but it is an old one, metal case. You can see it has had some issues over time. Cord here is looking a little frayed. It's been cut right there before. Hey, it works, it's light. I love it. Pretty good looking. So, whoops, sorry about that. Now I just got to cut another 32 for another bottom, and I'll have cuts for 2 of these things. One for the wife, one for the friend. All right, so let's get this one. 32. Should leave 16, right? Yep. 32. Check this one because that corner over there is off. 16 it is. And I might as well just go ahead and make 2 more 16. You know what? Got 40 inches left here. How about I do a couple of 20-inch circles also? See, make it up as I go along. That's the way you do it. Okay. All right, so let's cut our middle piece here first this time. Cut these. Yeah, and for any of y'all that caught my mathematics error right there, yeah, it's 20 this way, but it's only 16 this way, so I won't get 2 20-inch circles out of this, but that's okay. I can make do with that. I'll know what I can do already. That's all I'm really trying to do is just get this 32 by 32 here. So, measure off a 32 on that one. That's a factory edge there. That's one of my edges there. So let's measure off the factory edge. Actually, this ain't gonna matter. Factory or what. But it was 40, right? 39. 7/8 actually. Yep, that's the saw curve from down there. So we are going to measure from that end. 32. Like I say, he's going to be circles. So just a little off. Circle will fix that. Put them there so they'll weigh that down. And let's cut off this piece. I think this will be good for some bracing that I'm going to need. Hope it might help the market. Alright, here we are, all broken down. Have two 32s, 32 by 32, two 24 by 24s, and I have potentially four 4 by 16 or 16 by 16s. So now the time to turn this into circles. And of course my neighbor just started up his leaf blower, so I may have to pick up this recording later. Alright, well, since my neighbor's out here with his leaf collection thing, I'm going to just show you what I'm going to do, and then I'll break it down. What I've done here is the bottom shelf of the device, the thing I'm building. I'm going to build some bracing for each shelf. The bottom shelf is 32 inches long, so we'll brace it with a couple of 26 inch. Where am I looking? Here am I looking. So I'm bracing it with a couple of 26 inch braces right there. I've marked them off. Those are going to be just like that. Turn this way on the bottom. Now on the end of that, I went ahead and marked off a board that's going to be 10 inches long. It's right here, 10 inches. And you see I've got a diagonal. That's what I'm going to do then. This will be for the very top shelf. And it's just going to go from nothing to 3.5 inches. These are 1x3s. Same for here. I went ahead and measured off another one here. And then the other scrap I've got here, I have a 16 inch, two 16 inch pieces. These will be for the 24 inch shelves, and they will go from halfway here on the board down to nothing, or actually it'd be down to the full 3.5. So this will be the center of the shelf, and then as it gets toward the outside of the shelf, it'll be this. So I will go ahead and cut them, and then I'm gonna go back inside the shop, and we will see about what we can do inside there where it's not quite as noisy. Okay, so I changed my mind. Thought you might want to see this cut, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out here on camera, and we will go from there. I'm gonna have to hold this a little bit better than this. So I will be right back. All right, now that I've got some weight to hold these boards down, let's make this cut. I'm gonna pull the shield away here. while I'm here, might as well cut that. And go ahead and cut these. All right, there's those. Now these are going to really be fun. All right, so you see what I did? Let's see how far it's going to take you. Oh yeah, one thing nice about having a little small saw like this, easier to handle. All right, flip that around. Cut this side. Might be able to use that somewhere. But this is the piece I was cutting off right here. Fix that. Two of them, two more to go. So, what I did, and again we got noise, that's okay. So this is 2.5 inches. So I go to 1.25, halfway. I'd use one of these boards now. How did I do that? Did I go down to nothing? I did. Okay. Trying to be consistent. Like that. And like that. so I can clamp this off. But they're busy. I know I'm breaking a lot of safety rules, but hey, don't do as I do. All right, now let's go back inside. All right, so I got in here and started kind of lay this out, and it dawned on me that I had gone from the diameter. These are going to be circles, 30, 32, 24, and 36. When I had measured my bracing, calculated my bracing, I went by the diameter of the circle, not the radius of the circle. So as you can see, this was my plan, but I'm a little bit long here. So got to rethink all this, remeasure it, recut it. But this was a general idea. Also, I want to brace this shelf. So that was the general idea, but obviously way off here. So I will get back with you shortly. Okay, so I've worked out what I want to do. What we got here, it's going to be a round circle. It's a 24-inch one. I've got a brace I'm going to put in the middle of it. I'm going to take these and I'll notch them out so that they will be they'll meet right here in the middle. All right. Then I will connect all this together. I'm going to take a pole, an 1.25-inch pole, and it's going to go down through the center of this. So I'll drill a hole. It'll go through every bit of this, and that will brace these. The weight of the stuff that's put on here will actually push into that pole, then transfer to that pole and go down to the ground. So that's the thought. Let me work all this out now, and I'll get back with you. All right, so there's the basic layout like that. Then I'll have the pole will go through right in here, and that weight will transfer over to the pole. Oh, by the way, those are the braces that I had erroneously made for the 16-inch, and they're on the 24. I'll use the ones that I made for the 24 and put them on the 32, and probably won't have bracing on the 16 because I don't think I'm really going to need it. We'll see when we get there. So that's where we are right now. Let me see about getting this put together and move on to the next one. Actually, I can't put it together until I put the round circle on it, but let me move on to cutting the pieces for the 32 and the 16, and then we'll have to worry about trying to get a circle in here. I will mark out a circle and cut it out with a circular saw, I think. I have a jigsaw, but I don't know if it's up to the task. We'll see. So I just happen to think you might want to see how I'm finding the center of this board. I'm putting my straight edge corner to corner, and then corner to corner. The reason I'm doing that instead of just measuring off the measurements is because I'm putting a square block here in the middle. So when I take this square block now and I line its corners up, it should be in the center. So I've been spending the last 10 minutes looking for my speed square, which was right here. I had it in my hands, and I can't find it. So taking a little longer than I thought. I'll be right back. I'm sure that never happens to anyone else other than me, right? Found it. So what I'm going to do here is I marked off how far these boards are going to go. I'm going to mark to go up for that piece of plywood, and then cut it off here so that when I stand it up here with a piece of plywood under it, it'll have that area in the middle that the pole can go through. So let me mark all these off, cut them, and I'll be right back. All right, all marked off right there. And now let me go out here and cut them. So now that I'm in here, I have clamps. I can use this board here that I've got that I'm making a circle out of, and I'll use it as the workspace. Clamp this thing off. We'll cut off the length first. Notch them out. I'll do these other three, get right back with you. All right, they're cut. Let's see if it works. I got my block here in the middle. I noted that it's the one for the 32-inch board. Put these right here. These right here. And that should work fine. I'll come down through there and drill that out for my pole. Should be in good shape. All right, now we got to get these things cut into a circle. That's going to be the fun part. All right, so I have a screw put in the middle here. And in case you didn't know, that's what that little notch right there is for, in the end of a tape. You put it over a screw or nail or whatever. And there's my mark. So I just take my pencil, just follow along right here, just hold it on the same spot on the tape. Go around this board. Mark myself out a circle. My drafting teacher used to always get on to me for freehanding anything, but sometimes you get around notches and stuff like that. There's no other choice. By the way, drafting was in 7th grade. I'm 62, so I remember a lot of that stuff we did in back then. So I have this laid out now. Let me see if I can find my jigsaw and see if I can cut that up off pretty close, and then we'll go from there. I'll be right back with you. All right, took me a while, but I found it. Thought for a minute there I was going to have to do a tutorial on how to cut a circle with a circular saw, skill saw. I've done that quite a few times. Matter of fact, got all sorts of stuff laying over here where I've cut things out with a circular saw. But let's get this thing cut with a jigsaw since I was able to find it and see how well we can do here. Where's my, there it is. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving the line, and then I'll come back and sand it down to the line after I get it all cut out. When I was a kid, I lived in Florida. I remember my dad building a porch on our house, and we didn't own anything but a jigsaw. That back in the 60s, money was a lot tighter back in those days, so he made do with what he could do, what he had. I'm sure that's where I've learned to do the same thing. Get by with what I've got. splintered up on me. It's catching plate on this thing, so we come from this end. Didn't stand on the cord, it might work a little better. There we go. Alright, there's a basic circle. So I've actually cut a circle several different ways. Like I said, I've used a skill saw before. I have also used a table saw, a jig on a table saw, where you whack off a piece and you whack off a piece until you start getting round, and you spin it and it goes round. Also used a router with a jig to go around. Don't know how I'll clean these up. I may not even worry about making them perfectly round because of what they're going to be used for. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. If there's some little bumps and stuff, it's not going to matter. It's all going to be covered up. So I may just kind of run the sander over it, the belt sander, and just clean it up some and let it go at that. Haven't decided yet. So it's kind of a work in progress. That's what you do when you're trying to come up with something from scratch. I have no plans. Don't even have the plans in my head, for that matter. I'm just trying to make it up as I go along. Maybe by the time I do about 10 of them, I'll have it all down pat. Of course, I'm only going to do 2. So it's been fun going this far. I'm going to cut the rest of the circles out. Get everything kind of laid out here, and then I'll get back with you as we progress on to the next stages. All right, well, I've got the 3 circles cut out. Square in the middle. I've got glue underneath this one. I was starting to put it all together and forgot that I was supposed to be recording this stuff. So I'm going to put a brad in each corner. That's just to hold the block on until that glue takes, because that's glue is what's going to hold that thing, not really worried about the nails holding it. So here is these. Let's see if that was the correct one for that, if I marked it correctly, and I did. So let's get some glue on there. Alright, stick it down with some brads. And what I'll do once I put these other pieces on here, I'll be running screws in from the other side too. That'll also help hold it. Alright. And this one, just like that. Okay. Like that. Not too worried about the middle of that, because the middle of that's going to get drilled out anyway. All right. All right. Now I have these other pieces that I cut off camera. There, and there. So let me mark out how they're going to go. Actually, it's not going to be that critical, but I still need to mark it out. That's what I got to do is get the glue under them, and I'll screw them down from what I'll do is I'll tack them, and then I'll have to screw them down from the other side. So I think that's good enough like that. Let me change brads in this brad gun, a little bit longer brads, and I'll be right back. All right, let's get some of these attached now. Should hold it there until I get screws in from the top. Our weather is in the 30s last night, and this is out in my shop. So this glue is kind of cold, stiff. It's not frozen. I'll bring it back in. I'll bring it in if it get that kind of weather, but it's a little bit stiff. All right, let's get that one tacked. Whoops. Get a little high on this one over here. There we go. Should be able to squeeze this with 2 fingers. I'm having to use 2 hands. Yeah, I should have marked this before I before I did all this, but I think I'd get by this way. That was fun. Okay. Let's get some screws put in them boards now. Yeah, I thought about drilling and countersinking these, but I think I'm fine so far. It's working fine. All right. So I'm going to do the other two boards. That's the 32-inch, the bottom. And I'll do the 24 and the 16, just like that. Just to show you I didn't miss the board on any of them. And then we'll get back with you. All right, so I've attached the plate. This is the top, the 16-inch. I drilled it out with this bit right here. That bit. This will 1 inch, but the pipe, the pole I'm trying to stick to here was just super tight. So then I went and got a 1 inch paddle bit and ran it through there, wallered it out a little bit, and that worked perfect. But I don't want to use the paddle bit when I'm having to drill through stuff like this, where I'm going to be drilling here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill with the Forstner bit first, and then go back and waller it out with the paddle bit. So that's my next step. Let's see how that plays out. So here we go. Let's get the paddle bit out. Get the Forstner bit in. Put it here in the middle. would, but I'm not quite. Go at it again. Definitely into it. I think it would be nice if I could flip it over, but I can't. I just have to hope I can hold it. Okay. Well, that's working as planned, except that my length of my bit is not quite long enough. So let's see what I can do with this now. Also looks like it went in at an angle. It did. Once it hit them boards, it chose its own way to go. Interesting. I don't think I'll be able to do this. Well, run the paddle bit in there now, so boy, it's going to be crooked. Oh boy. Yeah, this didn't hardly go as planned. We'll see. We'll see what I can do to make that work. Would have been nice to have a good drill press, which I don't have. Broke a board. Okay. So, I guess plan B would be, so I blew that back, would be to get the pole in there and then just run this up against it. First of all, let's cut off that nail. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay. This is called showing how you build something, warts and all the problems that may go along with it. Alright, let's see if the top one does any better when I try to drill it. It's got a little bit more of a gap, which may make it worse or may not. I don't know, we'll see. This and be done with it, huh? So I got to find the middle of this board, since I didn't put a mark on it. I did on the 16 and the 24, but for some reason I didn't on the 32. There it is. So let's see here. 16 inches. In theory, that'll be the middle. Let's try a different spot. Yep, that's the middle. That's the middle. So, what do I try? This one? I think I want to do it first. You know what? Matter of fact, I have a different bit. I'll be right back. All right, so here's the other 1-inch bit. If you can see, this one has a lot more teeth, so it's rounder. Maybe when I'm going through those boards, these where this thing would grab, maybe this one won't grab as bad. So let's see what it does. At least this one up. We'll start from the top. See what it does here. I see why my other one messed up on me so bad. I'm sitting there going vertical, but this isn't flat. I've got to stay oriented to it, not go vertical. There we go. This one's going to work out okay for me. Yeah, that bigger hole in the middle made a difference. Now the problem here is I don't know if the pole's going to go through there. I think I'm still going to have to waller it out some here to make it work. Waller is a technical term, by the way. Man, I never did do this one. Alright, so there's my 3 shelves. Now let's build a base. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking on the base. I've got 2 2x4s. I want them like this. So what I'm thinking is to go ahead and just do a half joint, half lap, or whatever you call that joint, so those will slide in together. My pole has to go in there too, though. So I'm not real certain if that's the way I want to do, or do I want to do it that way. I think I like this better. So let me cut these out now on my table saw. So these will fit together, and that way my hole will be right there. Will be fine. It'll go through. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Well, I did this. This is pretty dusty, but have these now cut where they go together. So what I'm gonna do now is I think I'll go ahead and glue and put a screw in there, but then I'm going to cut some plywood and put it over here too, so that my pole will then have something to go into. I'll probably run 2 layers of plywood on here, so my pole has something to go into and it'll set on this. So let's see what we can do to get this put together. Let's see here. Pull that apart. Put some more of this glue in there. Put that together. Sample. Get the brad nailer here. Oh. Just for the heck of it, how about a couple from the bottom. Alright. There's that. Now, cut me out some plywood piece here from some of this scrap. And I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I've cut me a couple of blocks. 4.5 inches square, so they'll go a little bit over the 2x4s. I'll put 2 of them on here. Then I'll come along my bit and I'll drill through both of those into the 2x4, and that way the pole will go into there. Now I'm also going to come along and put small blocks here on each corner of this thing, so that when it sits on the floor, it's not sitting directly on the floor, it's just on the 4 corners. That way, if the ground is the floor is a little bit unlevel or something, it'll work better that way. So, what do you say we get some glue on this? And some nails. You know what? I might want to plug this compressor back in. I bet you it needs some air. stuff is hard to squeeze. I realized that I'd taken it in the house last night. Out of bullets. And bang. It ain't the prettiest thing, but I think it'll do just fine. All right, so this was 4.5, right? So 2 1/4 would be the middle. Like that. And then get my bit. Might as well just use this guy on this one, so I'm not going all the way through anyway. Then again, now, alrighty. There's that. Alright, I'll make a couple of strips to put on the bottom of here, little blocks, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I got my blocks cut. 4 little blocks here. They're going to go right there, here, and then over there and there on the bottom. So, let's get them on here. Nail them in. I think we're ready to trial run this thing, see if it goes together okay. So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? You think this is going to work the first time out of the box? We're going to find out. Let me move you outside. We've got room to set this up. And let's see what it does. So actually I was getting ready to assemble it and then realized I left out one more piece I need to do. I've got the pole, I've got the shelves, but I gotta have spacers that go down the pole that set the shelves apart. So those I'm gonna use a piece of PVC. Let me show you a little bit what I'm gonna do here. So I have a piece of PVC. Here's the pole, and it will go inside the PVC like that. So if I cut this off into sections, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut like a 12-inch piece. That'll be the bottom one. Then I'm gonna go like every 4 inches and cut a bunch of 4-inch pieces, and that way if somebody wants to adjust the height of the shelves, just within 4 inches they can adjust the height of the shelves. So let me go back in, set up where I can cut this stuff off, and I'll be right back. Got all the pieces assembled here. What do you think the odds are of it working first time without any adjustment? Let's see. So there is the pole, and it's tight, which it should be. There we go. Looks to be leaning terribly though. Goodness. All right, I got to fix that to start with. Sawdust has gotten to me. So let me work on that. So that needs to be there. I'll turn it so you can see what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you don't have a drill press. See? That's a little bit of a lean. So let me work on that. Be right back. Okay, that's a relatively easy fix. What I did was I drilled deeper with it here on this flat surface, and that did it. It's a little wobbly, but that's going to go on next. It's right here. Let's see what this does, if this stabilizes it, or does it make it worse? We're gonna know in a minute. I hadn't even tried to put this board in here for that matter, so this pole, so it may not even fit. No, I gotta drill some more on this thing before I can put it in there. So, let's lay it on a flat surface. See if I can drill it a little better now. Oh, this is the one that split, wasn't it? No? Where's the other one? Split that time. I can fix all that. Let's see what it does. Still got a bit of a lean to it, doesn't it? Huh. Ready? Gonna go this time. Yep, she went. So far, this is being a total disaster. Concrete. Let's try this. Alright, so that's there. Put this in its hole. This on there. Alright, so there's the base. See, this did make it better. I put that on there, it kind of gave it a little something. Alright. Put this on there. Put this on there. Maybe. Maybe. Think it'll do it? Put about 3 of these. What do you think? You know what it is now? Just to put villages on. Put, you know, all the snow and stuff that they put on them. Put the villages here, put villages here, smaller villages here. Make like a village Christmas tree. I'm not happy with it though. I am not happy with it. I suppose turn it so the angles or so it makes the village show better. That looks fine. Let's go see what the boss thinks about it. Oh. Well, my critic said, "What are you going to do with the top?" I said, "I don't know. Whatever the person that has it wants to do with the top." But I'm going to try this. I'm going to put one of these shorter pieces of pipe underneath it first. Here. Oh, I need to take that piece of pipe out. Pull out. There we go. So, here. And assuming the villages are a little bigger than that, let's go with 12 plus 4. So it's 16 between it. Definitely got to do some reinforcing work on this, but it's that. Or 16 more. then the big one, the little one on top. What do you think? Is that better? By the time we put all kind of garland and stuff all around on it, on that. All right, so I'm gonna take it back apart, glue up all the places it broke, and get it ready to give to the person that wants it. Let them paint it and do whatever they want to do with it. Okay, ready for the big reveal? Sort of. Here we go. And there it is, the finished product, except it's not.